Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our 13th episode of Cyberpunk RED. I am Simon at Wandering DM, and I will be the GM for tonight's game. Um, before we introduce the cast and all that, we have a special message for tonight's game, as it is our last stream of the week. But like everything we did earlier this week, we are taking every donation, every subscription, every bit, and we are sending that money over to the Community Health Network. And here to tell you more about this charity is Chris.
Welcome, everybody, to a special episode of Cyberpunk RED, dedicated to the frontline caregivers at Community Health Network in Indianapolis, Indiana. These wonderful human beings are working diligently to provide care to patients isolated from loved ones as they fight COVID 19. All of them know the risk they expose themselves to each time they treat their patients. Our goal for tonight's stream and this past week is to raise money for one of the many ways that community takes care of their employees, and that is by raising money for the Greatest Caregiver Needs Fund. This fund has been around for a while now, and its function is to help employees who are facing an unexpected hardship. Due to the pandemic, money from this fund is being allocated to directly help with three main areas of need: childcare, housing, and meals. Many of you are in the same position our caregivers are when it comes to childcare. You find your children at home, be it because of school closures or child care closures. There's an added cost and added stressor as your routines are changed and there's extra work going on. This fund helps with that. Some of our caregivers are being quarantined, and while they are still receiving their salary, they are facing the added costs of hotel stays if their homes are not set up to keep their families safe while they're in quarantine. This fund is designed to help that too. As we all have likely noted by now, the collective trauma we are facing during the pandemic adds a level of strain on each and every one of us. This too often affects them. Medical staff are notorious for skipping meals to care for patient needs, but during this time, we need them healthy more than ever. This fund is focused on delivering meals safely to these caregivers free of charge, to provide take home meal kits to take one small burden off their shoulders, and to provide snack bars in the break rooms for the times they need an extra boost. As little as $6 can make an empty stomach full again. I know many of us are in a bind right now. I'm not asking you to put yourself out, and no one at Wandering DM is asking you to put yourself out. Please take care of yourself first. But if you do have a little extra, consider giving. We do have matching funds to help your dollar go further, up to $1,100. And for every new follower, up to the first 35 that Wandering DM or the Opera Geek or Fettuccine received this week, I personally am donating an additional $3 per new follower as a thank you to all of you who are supporting these amazing streamers who have made time in their streams, their schedules, and their hearts to help these caregivers. Thank you for taking a moment to listen. Check out chat for links. I'll be posting them all night. And then, hey, let's have some fun.
Thank you very much, Chris. Um, and that's in the spirit of this is why we're not going to shill for our sponsors tonight, as I would rather if you were to give anything, you give it to the charity, and not the channel or not our sponsors. Let's go around the table, introduce our cast for tonight's game. We are down one player for tonight, but I don't think this is going to be that big of a problem. You know, you're just not having your combat oriented character, one of your two combat oriented characters, less. Tonight, that means just more headshots for Jinx. But let's go around the table. We'll do clockwise. Oof. Clockwise, starting from Anino.
Uh, hey everyone, my name's Anino and I play Jimenez, the rocker boy slash pro wrestler.
Hey, I'm Jinx. Rin. I'm playing Jinx, who hopefully will get some headshots. Yep.
Well, only Jimenez's life that depends on it.
I would just like Chris to do one little thing before he introduces his character.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, could you put your cigar back in your mouth?
No, I saw what it was doing. My green screen or the virtual the virtual background popped up and kind of wrapped the trauma team symbol around my face.
You looked like a cartoon character for half a
Uh-huh.
second. But yes, Chris, who are you? Who are you playing?
Well, tonight I am Mr. White, aka Dr. Frost, as both seem to meet here at the ring with my trauma team out for a little bit of R&R, and only to have havoc wreak on this place alongside my neighbors and fellow entrepreneurs, shall we say.
And last but certainly not least, Deirdre.
Hey y'all, you know me. I'm your friendly neighborhood Prax or Deirdre, and I get to play Trins, your mechanic, who is totally running for the door and has the car ready to get the fuck out. With apparently this girl named Stephanie, because we don't want her to get shot, and I don't want to get shot. I'm voting I don't get shot. That's my vote. I don't get shot.
Cool. I am going to put some music first. Gonna do something a little different in Sirenscape for the moment, because I need that song's not gonna work. Nope, we're gonna go with Sirenscape. That's okay, it's not gonna take very long. While I open this up, would anyone like to recap what happened last time?
I mean, isn't that what I'm here for? Or is that a Nino's job? I mean, I can do it. Okay, fine. So let's see. We was getting ready for the big fight, and then we, were waiting on certain information. Trins went to work, and they have a brand new aero car. But Trins isn't allowed to play with it yet because it's got biometrics, but that's okay. I got a way around that eventually. And therefore, I'm going to be entirely enjoying, getting into that car and doing all the fun things around with it. And then, while we was waiting for things, we managed to get a hold of Stephanie Maya, aka One Crazy Princess, who will be going into an epic cage match with our friend Jimenez. And during the cage match, we found out that she had been suffering from some, her father medically implanted a bomb in her tooth, which was a little aggressive. I think that was aggressive and kind of mean, and he's a dick. And Jinx should totally just shoot him, preferably in the ass first and then in the head. Just, I know she's going to take the double shot, but the first one should go through his ass just for the image of it, and then through the head, back of the skull.
Are you trying to call him a butthead?
I mean, yes. Why not? Just not a Beavis. He's a butthead. And then, but Jimenez figured this out, and we know that she's got a thing, and then we were concerned about whether or not she knew that she had the bomb in her mouth, which would be a little not cool. But if she didn't know, then there was a whole thing about how we should help her. And then Jimenez got to come out and come back to the apartment so that the doc could take it out. Well, the doc was also the doc apparently got called out for a personal job, but he isn't there yet. So we bring her to Trends because welcome to my world. Trins does so much things. You bring her to friendly neighborhood mechanic. She can, on occasion, fix things. For some reason, I'm in Boston instead of New York this weekend, tonight. They'll come back. So she enacted the JAMA system that she built into her apartment, which is basically a giant cage. It's basically a Faraday cage that she wired into her apartment when she moved in, along with all the other wiring and music systems that she built, which kind of concerned her because the exact same time she activated the JAMA, her brother passed out, or brother screamed in the bathroom, and apparently his legs gave out. And for a little while, she was concerned that it was, someone had a tracker and was using things, and that didn't happen. But no, they're just cheap shite, and she's gonna have to fix that, which is a little upsetting because whatever. But she knows she can do better because she inherently can do better than whatever cheap shit her brother got in prison for whatever. So he's stuck at home watching the wrestling match, and then we sent the doc pulled tooth in the trauma team vehicle and has hold of the tooth, and then they left Jimenez and Stephanie at the show so that they could get ready, and then the doc went off and did his thing, which apparently involves some person named the librarian who has some issues with the cyber shit and wants to go full cyber, which I think is a little aggressive and probably not necessarily mentally healthy for everybody involved, but each has their own choices and they can make their own decisions, just preferably without guns shooting at people. That seems mean. I think that was a little mean, but hey, the doc is good at his job, and in this case, his job was to talk the person down, so apparently he did that, and now he took his crew to see the wrestling match, which we set things up, Stephanie is all good, and Trins got there in time to make sure that she could have Jinx help her rig the cage for the cage match to a Faraday cage. So even if other things were inside Stephanie aside from the tooth that was going to go boom, the other radio waves that were going to go on that wouldn't go through, and therefore everybody would be protected, and her friend Jimenez would not also go boom because she thinks that's not a cool thing. And then she found out that John Murphy, Stephanie's dad, he's here, and he's a dick. Again, she shoot him in the ass first and then in the head. And he brought a bunch of bodyguards. And so we're like, okay, well, we need to be prepared to get out. So I'm going to go see what kind of car I can drive. And people were like, you should totally jack John Murphy's car, and she's like, no, because he's too high end, and you don't want, if you want to get away, you don't jack the high end car that obviously doesn't belong in the neighborhood, because then you're going to get pulled over. You pull the shitty car that looks like it belongs there, and nobody's going to question you twice, which is good, because after the fight, which by the way, Jimenez, great fight, perfectly wonderful, absolutely full theater and all this shit. Apparently Stephanie won on a technicality. I don't quite understand enough about wrestling to understand exactly what happened, but it looked really good, so yay. And then the cage fell, and exactly the way I arranged it, because I'm a good engineer, I did what I did. And then so Jimenez won, and the minute that happened, apparently John Murphy tried to have his cut rate goons, because obviously cut rate, they didn't look like they belonged here, and then they clicked the clickers, and apparently somebody stuck a tooth with C4 in it to a fuselage system of an electric vehicle that was a Mercedes, and it went boom. And then every other car that wasn't where Trins moved the car that she's going to use for the getaway also went boom. And then this led to a bunch of people panicking and terrorist attacks and possibility of people getting shot. But Trins is not getting shot because she and Stephanie are walking out this back door and into a car. Oh yeah, and apparently Reno's boyfriend / not boyfriend, it's complicated, called her to let her know that they're attacking the house. And so Trins is going to be like, I got plans for that too. I think that's everything.
That is a very detailed rendering of what happened last time. That said, let's pick back up exactly where we left off, which is to say, moments after the explosions. Shit blew up, yo. Kinda like this. And people began to freak out, to panic, in fact, due to the possibility of a terrorist attack in the parking lot. They, aided by the rest of the trauma team, people are being evacuated as the goons that accompanied Mr. Murphy make their way to the back exit where Stephanie was being led away by Trins. Jimenez is still in the ring. Jinx is up there on the catwalk. And Mr. White, I believe, was still in the sitting area. Probably standing at that point, but not sitting in his seat. I would like to know, in this whole confusion, what is everyone's first reflex?
I'm
getting
probably, yeah, I'm checking on like to make sure those two get out fine, and then I'll check on the doc and on Jimenez to make sure that they're safe, and if anybody's acting up, I'll put my gun on them and shoot.
So is your first reflex to look to see where everyone is, or just to focus on one person?
Look where everybody is.
Okay, you get a bead out of everyone. You do notice, however, that Trins, unless you do anything specific, you were heading out to where the lockers were, and so would be out of sight of Jinx in a few steps.
Prince is running and she's not getting shot. She got a car, she's gone. And
Alright.
she may be slightly shoving Stephanie to go faster.
Only slightly.
Only slightly. If she lingers, she's gonna shove her in the back a little bit harder, but she's, trying to be kind. Because she figures that Stephanie's had a bad day, but not getting shot a third time is big on Trin's list of things to do.
What about Mr. White?
Mr. White's first instinct actually is to radio the trauma team and kind of bark out a bunch of orders, which is kind of what he does. So he'll be like, Sin, get to your car, follow the escape. Maddie, Boutros, get all the innocent people out of here. Pilar, Bo, shoot any motherfucker that tries to hurt anyone.
You hear a communal "yes, sir" coming from Boutros and Maddie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry, their names are very high up in my notes. Like
And then
12 pages away.
And he'd switch over and be like, Trins, you're gonna have a tail. It's a friendly. And then
So I shouldn't lose them then?
you could always try, but it would not be worth it. Rin, keep Jimenez safe. Jimenez, let me know when you want to release all those files on Murphy.
Yeah, I think now is a good time, as Jimenez is going to call out as he's in the ring and eyeing the big, burly bodyguards that are making their way to the ring.
I'll train my gun on those ones then.
And Jimenez is going to pick up a folding chair and yell, "Come at me if you want."
You see Mr. Murphy say something, like his mouth moves, but amidst the commotion and the confusion and the chaos, you can't really make out what he says. But the four bodyguards essentially abandon trying to follow Trins or anything. They focus on you. They actually rush the ring. All 4 of them. 3 of them do. One of them pulls out a shotgun from his pants.
I shoot him.
We're gonna roll for initiative then. So,
That's our jinx.
everyone, would you please roll for initiative?
I got 12.
What team?
Got 12 for them.
Oh fuck.
And Jimenez never plays.
It's not time for Jimenez to try yet, right?
No, it is time for him to try.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was confused.
So let me just grab a blank piece of paper here. Okay, so it's going to begin with Mr. White, followed by Trins, followed by Jinx because your reflexes are higher, followed by the Goons, and if Jimenez survives, followed by Jimenez. So, Mr. White, what do? You notice these 3 bodyguards / thugs make their way into the ring with glee, while one of them in the back is pulling out a shotgun.
Well, Mr. White has faith that between Rin, Bo, and Pilar, people are getting shot. So he's going to pull out the burner phone or the direct line to control and send a message. Release the Murphy file everywhere.
Done.
And I'm assuming that's his action. I don't know if there's much else that he can do.
Well, that's just talking, depending on what else. Like, you could also be moving during that time as you're picking up the phone or anything.
Okay. He'll move, make his way nonchalantly towards Mr. Murphy, and as he's sending it, and put the phone away, and
right.
Just kind of smirk.
If you're moving nonchalantly towards him, it would take you a move of 10 to get to him, because you have like all of the chairs to walk through.
I'm
and all
not
that.
trying to rush him. I'm literally trying. Mr. White is walking with. He's walking to show him basically that he doesn't care what Mr. Murphy's doing.
Okay.
It's a power play, I guess.
Would you... What's half of your move?
2.
2? Okay. So you walked a quarter of the way there. Like, you're basically going to have to circle the ring to get to him. But
that's fine.
It's you're slowly walking, and he knows, like, that you're walking to him. He can see you moving about. Trins.
I has a car waiting. I'm shoving Stephanie into the car, and I'm gone. And I'm also activating my agent at the same time.
That would be your whole turn to get out of Club Underground, get into the car,
Yeah,
start
and-
it. You notice as you leave the building, since you need to sort of turn around a bit to open the car door and all that, you would see that nobody's been following you.
That's cool. I still got problems at home, and I got to deal with this crazy. Literally, like, apparently she calls herself Crazy Princess, so, you know, she's obviously cray-cray. Shove her in the back seat, or shove her in the seat, tell her to keep her head down, and has this moment of, should I try and beat out who's tailing me? Kind of moment in her head, but she's like, oh no, I have to make it look like I'm in a hurry, but not gonna get pulled over.
As you get into the car, the door to the outside door, the fire escape door, closes, opens back up, as an out of breath Reno comes out and jumps inside the car as well.
Yeah, take the front passenger. Put her there, put
all
Crazy
right.
Princess in the back seat and tell her to keep her head freaking down. I need to be able to see out the backside.
And
'Cause
so
I
for all
might be
intents and
driving
purposes, yeah, Reno's going to be with you. If
Cool.
you go back to the apartment or anything, she's riding shotgun with you.
Cool. I'll take that.
Jinx.
Yes.
It's your turn.
Oh, yay. So I shoot.
Let me just check what you need. You're shooting with a rifle. You would need a 10 to hit.
I got 23.
That hits.
Is that a critical?
Um. Technically, if we look at the Witcher rules, it would, but I just want to check
Oh, yeah.
for this one.
I thought it was the same metric, but one less die last time that Jay chimed in.
No, that was for aiming for the head.
Oh, right.
Um. Damage. That's for melee. You know what? We'll say that in this case, it's just a very good shot. I mean, from this point on, with the bonuses that you have, Jinx, you could almost always aim for the head, and you probably wouldn't miss. And that would make you deal more damage.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. So, roll for damage.
14.
14. So that's... Who were you shooting? Shotgun dude?
Yes.
There's Knuckle dude.
I was going after the gun, the guy with the gun.
Okay. The one with the shotgun.
Yeah.
You fire at him, and you hit him in the shoulder. And he spins around and drops on the ground, but he gets back up. He is not dead. He looks wounded, though. And, looking up, he's trying to find out who shot at him. The goons.
Could I activate my my reflex boost, my speedwear?
Sure.
Would that like apply next?
What does it do again?
+3 to initiative.
Your initiative would go up to 15, so you would be playing before Trin's. Starting next turn.
Yeah.
So the goon with the shotgun finds out where you are, and will attempt to fire at you. Seeing how you are... He needs a 25 to hit. I don't think that's gonna happen. But he levels the shotgun. And fires. And misses. You hear the pellets go like all over the catwalk. But nothing happens. You are not hit. You are not wounded by the pellets. The goons in the ring, the one with the knuckles, cracks said big knucks, and approaches Jimenez in a boxer stance and jabs twice at Jimenez's face. Mr. Jimenez, you are allowed to dodge if you wish to.
Yeah, I believe that is going to be the smart thing to do here.
I would say so.
Being is that there are two others also coming at me.
Yeah. So what's their plus 11? Okay. So the first attack is a 16, the second attack is a 20. $16, you beat the first. Do you wish to burn two luck points?
I'll burn 2 luck.
All right. So you manage to bob and weave out of the way of the two knuckles. As you do so, though, there's a person that comes up behind you, and they try to go for your throat. So a headshot with these like claws on their fingers. They look like sharp X-Acto blades coming out of each fingertip, and they just slash at you twice actually, but that's gonna be with a +5. So the first to avoid is a 7, the second is a 10. So even against two opponents, you manage to duck and weave, dodge your way out of their attacks. Managing to avoid them both. The third one being very, very angry that you're not going down. Instead of approaching you in melee as well, draws a heavy pistol and aims at you and fires one shot. He only need to roll above a 15, and he has a +9. And he, well, it doesn't fail that spectacularly. The gun doesn't jam. But he does fire way too soon. As he was drawing the pistol, his finger hooked on the trigger and the gun wasn't on safety, so he fired a hole through the ring instead.
Hey man, these ring aprons are expensive.
Jimenez, it's your turn.
Jimenez is going to grab one of the closest goon
Mm-hmm.
and try to grapple.
Okay. I am prepared this time. I have the grappling rules, like, right here. I think. No, I don't. We found them the other day, right?
Yeah, it's on page 24 of the jumpstart.
Ah, yeah, it's 24. It's for some reason. Grab. Yes. So, go right ahead.
Okay, so it says I can choose either athletics and 1d10 or dex and brawling. So let me roll a 1d10 and just see what that ends up being.
Well, it's 1d10 plus dex, and then you choose between brawling or athletics. So it's always going to be with your dex.
Oh, okay. So my dex is 9, and brawling or athletics is they're both 4, so it doesn't really matter. And then
Okay.
I just roll 1d10.
Yeah.
Wait, so do I roll the so how do I do this? Do I just
You could make a athletics is based on body. Brawling is based on dex, if I remember right. Let me just check.
well, I mean they're both the same skill, so I'm doing so I'm doing 1d10 plus 9, 4 is
13.
yeah, okay.
So yeah, you could also just type in 1d10 plus 13.
Well, that's a 20.
He's gonna try to escape. And fails. Which one of the two were you grabbing? Knuckle guy or claw guy?
Claw guy.
Alright, that's your first attack. You grapple claw guy. In melee, you can do 2 attacks, by the way. So, once claw guy is grappled, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna choke him. So I'm gonna put him into a serious chokehold, wrapping one of his arms around his neck and locking it in place and putting him in front of me as a human shield.
That is a thing that exists in the game,
Yes.
by the way. So, go ahead. So to choke the defender you're grappling, you deal your body stat directly to their hit points, no armor. So, what's your body?
It's 9.
It's almost as bad as the sniper rifle. So you start choking him, and you're using him as a shield, but as a shield against who?
He's gonna make sure that this guy's a shield between him and the guy with the gun, because he figures that the knuckle guy is going to have to come in close anyways.
Yeah, Knuckle Guy could actually just move around you, making it harder for you to hold a shield between you and him. But you could have anyway. It's just easier to shield the other person. Which means that we are now moving on to back to Mr. White.
So I'll keep walking toward Mr. Murphy.
Still walking slowly.
Yeah, because I need to be able to keep my concentration as I pull Brainiac's gun and shoot the guy with big knucks as I'm just nonchalantly walking past the ring.
Okay. You see that Mr. Murphy, by the end of your turn, not only acknowledged your presence, but has begun moving rather rapidly away from you.
That's fine. He's got nowhere to run to. His cars have gone boom.
Yeah, and the crowd is still literally crowding the escape as some of your trauma team members are attempting to. Speaking of, I forgot the other two trauma team members. As they are trying to funnel people safely out of there. Let me just roll real quick. Or actually, Chris, would you mind rolling for Maddie and Boutros?
What would you like them to roll for?
That
They're
would
just
be
getting people out.
No, not Maddie and Boutros. The shooters.
Oh, yeah. Bo and Pilar?
Bo and Pilar. A D10 plus 9. They
Okay.
need to roll. So they have pistols. Basically heavy pistols. And they are, we'll say, 15 meters away from the ring. They need to roll a 20.
Okay. So, target number you said is 20?
Yeah. Well, they could actually move closer, so I'll say 15. With a D10 plus 9.
Okay.
That's one hit. No, you said you wrote lesser than. So
I wrote
that's a
lesser
miss,
than.
actually.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Wrong way. So that's a miss. I was going to say, yeah, 5 plus 9 is not 15. Nope.
So they both tried to fire at the guy with the pistol. Unfortunately, with everything that's happening in the ring, they can't really get a good shot in. They still try to, but they're too afraid to hit Jimenez in the crossfire. And you were firing at pistol guy, so
No,
roll.
Big Nux guy.
Big Nux guy, sorry. So yeah, roll. Are you aiming for the head?
No.
No? Which
Nope.
weapon were you using?
Brainiac's light pistol.
Okay. With your distance from the ring, it would have been a 15 to hit.
Then I missed.
So yeah, that is a miss. The bullet goes wide.
And that's mostly because Mr. White just kind of pulls it out and is still watching Mr. Murphy. Poof, and just shoots.
Oh.
It looks super good.
It looks very epic, but you can't do suppressive fire
No.
because you can't fire enough bullets for that. Because I was
Yeah.
thinking maybe it could work, but just with one bullet, they just dodge out of the way and or
Be
actually
honest, he's just
miss.
combat is not his thing, so he's mostly just trying to either be a distraction or make them feel like they're outnumbered. Yeah.
Which they're right now. Yeah, it is starting to think that there's more combatant than there were originally. And you keep walking towards Mr. Murphy, and that's when Jinx, with her heightened reflexes, gets to play before Trins.
Yay! Okay, so Menace has one in a chokehold. There's shotgun guy who's still standing, who's looking for me. Right?
Yeah.
And okay. I'll headshot the shotgun guy.
Go ahead.
Do I hit headshot on my?
Mm-hmm.
16.
With a rifle, a 16 is enough to hit at the distance you are.
$17 damage.
But that's not with the headshot bonus.
Oh.
Damage it gets through the defender armor is doubled, so
Yep. But it's rolling 5d6.
Yeah, no, because her rifle does 5d6. So I need to just check their armor real quick. They actually have cyber plates in their head. But that only lowers the damage by 4, which means that you still deal 26 point of damage to shotgun dude.
Isn't it
13, and then
30?
doubled because it's a headshot.
Oh, so you subtract it first, then you
Yeah.
double it. That makes more sense.
Yeah, you double what goes through the armor. Just like in The Witcher.
That makes a lot more sense.
So his head explodes in a shower of shrapnel because of the metal plates that cover most of his skull. And he falls down on almost toppling over his shotgun. Seeing that, however, Mr. Murphy will make on his turn a dash for the shotgun. Trins.
Okay, so Trent is in a car and she has her agent, which is also voice activated. So she's gonna call her brother and have him pick up the damn phone. As she's driving to the house.
Are you calling Merc's phone directly?
No, she's having Benedict access the AI in the apartment.
And what are you saying?
Hey, Merc. I need you to. Are you awake? Are you awake? Please be awake. Wake up.
There is no answer.
Fuck you. You're sleeping. I know you're sleeping. Fine. Benedict, engage. Henry 5, Act 3, Scene 1.
What's
Full
that?
breach mode. It's the opening speech. It's Henry, the Act 3,
Into the
Scene 1.
breach.
Henry V, once more into the breach, dear friends. Light it up.
And what does that do?
She's gonna turn on all of the sprinkler systems in the entire building complex, and the strobe lights, and the sirens. Because pretty much guaranteed that anyone who's trying to sneak into a place like that is doing so in tac gear, and that's gonna fuck with all their tac gear. Also, it's gonna call the cops.
All right. So you
Because she
activate.
spent the last 6 months living in this building, playing with all of the security systems.
You activate everything that the building has, hoping that Merc is not currently asleep in front of combat cab. As you drive.
He said he was gonna watch the match.
The match, yeah, but the match ended, so who knows? That said, the distance that you are from, so Club Underground is not that far away from the apartment. It will take you, because a turn, like a round is like 3 seconds, so we're not going to count that as a round. It'll take you like multiple rounds. So we'll assume that for the rest of this encounter, you are driving to get to the apartment. But however, if there's anything that you also want to do, just let me know. But you're not gonna get to the apartment in a matter of like 10-15 seconds.
Yep.
But if there's anything you still want to do, just let me know.
That's what she's gonna do now. She's still yelling at Merc from her phone because she's upset with him. But, and then she turned to Reno and like Stephanie's like, "Is your brother such an asshole? You know, like he could just pick up the phone." Just kind of running commentary as she's driving full out, which
Steph
probably
says,
looks really fucking funny.
Steph says, my dad lets my brother do whatever he wants.
I know, my dad did the same thing. That's why he, admittedly, my brother did spend the last 5 years in prison, but he's a nice kid, and eventually he'll figure his life out. And she still has the phone on.
And as you say that, the camera goes back into the ring, where Mr. Pistol is going to fire at Jimenez. Hey, Jimenez.
Oh, it's time for another evasion roll.
It depends. you want to try to evade, or do you want to just leave your shield there?
Yeah, I suppose I'll leave my shield
Actually,
there.
pistol, you at this range, you can't evade it.
Oh, okay.
He's not close enough. So he would hit you. He's going to hit the other dude.
Oh, man.
Dealing 9 points of damage to Claw Person. And Claw Person is not in a good spot right now. They are seriously wounded, bleeding from the gunshot. And the guy with the pistol goes, ah, shit! And tries to move out of the way for the next shot. While this is happening, the guy with the knuckles is gonna try to hit you twice in the kidneys from in back of you. But you are allowed to dodge out of the way. However, you're gonna have a penalty to it if you want to keep hold of your shield.
Yeah, I'm going to take the 3 points
Of penalty?
penalty.
Alright. So his first attack is going to be... Oof. Oof. I think you ought to take that one. 32. And the second one is a 16.
Okay, well, I'm taking one. The second one I dodged.
Alright. So there's one set of knuckles that strike you in the kidney, dealing 6 points of damage, minus your armor if you have any, but I don't think you have any in your like wrestling outfit.
No.
So you would take 6 points of damage.
I'm currently shirtless. Okay.
I mean, who knows? Could have been some very magic oil. Mr. Murphy, instead of running away from Mr. White, dashes forward to get the shotgun. He's going to get to where the shotgun is, but he's also going to be within like 5 feet of Mr. White doing so. And he's like in the process of picking up the shotgun quickly. It doesn't look like he knows how to use it. And that would be Jimenez's turn.
So the guy that I'm holding didn't try to break out at all during
Oh,
his,
yeah. Sorry, I forgot to do Claw Person. Yes, they're going to try to break out.
Okay, so that's another round of opposing.
Well, they're going to use the evasion. You can use either Brawl or Athletics.
I think you have to pull up the rules again.
Oh, yeah.
They have to roll a. You have to roll to break out, so it's like another opposed check.
Oh, okay. So they're going to use Athletics. Are they, though? Yeah, they're going to use Athletics.
They have a 3. We both suffer a
minus
penalty of
3?
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So mine's an 11.
$18.
Yeah, he's not getting out.
No. So as I'm continuing to choke him, he will take another 9 points of damage.
Do you want to knock him unconscious, or do you want to kill him?
We'll just knock him unconscious.
Okay.
But he's gonna. But Jimenez is just going to be thrashing him side to side as he's doing it, just to wring out the last ounces of breath from him. And because Jimenez is now pissed, and he, as an aside to Big Nux and Pistol Guy, he's just gonna say, "Hey, your friend literally just lost his head," and he's just going to nod right over to where Jinx's headshot victim is.
Choking that guy out is one of your actions. Do you do another attack?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna throw this guy at Big Nux.
Throw. So throwing a person, you can throw them onto the ground.
So you get to determine how much improvised damage I do.
Yeah, so
Throw
what
I
I'll
can-
do, it would be, it's going to be their body in damage
Okay.
if you successfully throw them. Because the bigger they are, the more damage they would do upon impact.
Well, it says here that. So do I have to roll to hit on this? Because it says just throwing this guy.
I would, since it counts more as a throw-in weapon in this case, because the guy's a weapon,
Sure.
I'm gonna ask you to make a brawling check. Or athletics.
Okay.
Athletics would work, actually. 'Cause
Oh, they're
it's-
both the
it's
same for
throwing.
me anyway.
Okay.
So
And yeah, the DC would have been
21.
a 10, just like 10 or
Okay.
15. So regardless, you succeed. And so they're gonna take 6 minus 4 for armor. They take 2 points of damage as you just fling Claw Guy into the. Oh, actually, roll a d10. If you roll a 10, the claws manage to embed themselves into the other guy. Okay, no. So it's just he received the weight of his partner onto him. And yeah, when
did that
you
knock him prone?
sure, I mean you just threw someone at someone else. I figure it knocks him on his ass. And
That buys me some breathing room. Then.
a bit, yeah. That though you do not have your shield against the guy with the gun now. And he. Oh, not gonna do anything. Mr. White's partners.
Well, Maddie and Boutros should be continuing to usher people out.
Yeah.
Bo and Pilar will take shots again.
It's with a plus
Hopefully.
against the person that's prone.
No, against the pistol guy.
Pistol guy. Okay. It's a
That I'd
15.
mentioned- Yeah, I'd mentioned to them to go after anyone that was trying to hurt somebody. I've got to find my dice roller again. There you go. It was hiding. And one. No. Two. No.
They can you roll just a single d10 for the first one who got a crit failure on a 10? Something might
Oh.
happen.
Yeah.
No jamming, no nothing. So you're still fighting against two people in the ring, to the sound of gunfire ringing in your ears and bullets whizzing past you. Jimenez, Mr. White, you're up.
Mr. White will close the distance to Mr. Murphy, and he's going to grab for the shotgun.
I'll say because your initiative is higher than his, you can without needing to roll.
Okay.
Like, he's still messing around with the body to try to get the shotgun. Like, he's not grasping it yet. And so if you decide to just run up there and grab it from him, you could.
Then that is my plan.
Alright, that would take your whole turn, though.
That's fine.
You say anything to Mr. Murphy as you pick up the shotgun?
It's nice to see you again, Murphy.
You don't want to do this.
Do what?
And you can see just his eyes dart to the shotgun and then back at you. He says, and that's going to be the end of the turn, but there's a lot of money to be made if you leave me alive.
Who's to say the bounty on your head isn't bigger?
And we'll continue the discussion on the other turn. Jinx,
Yep.
what do you do?
Headshot the one with the pistol that's pointed at Jimenez.
Go ahead.
17.
That's a hit.
22.
Pistol is no more. As again, the head goes splat. Jimenez, you are covered in blood.
Fantastic. Yeah, I specified that there shouldn't be color in this match. Jimenez is going to. Is
2 seconds.
Is Big Nuts going to get up? He
Yeah.
has to spend his turn doing that.
Yeah. Big Nux is gonna get back up. But however, there's Trins before that I need to know if she's gonna do anything.
Trins is gonna like put the phone, like talking to the agent, put her brother on hold effectively, like still yelling at the phone, hoping that her brother's at least just asleep, and then call, proving that she is the nicest person in this apartment building. She's gonna call Gina.
Gina's phone rings, and goes to voicemail.
Gina, really? Really? Honestly, I am so nice, and I was going to call you, and I was going to ask to borrow your friend, the slimy one that slithers on the ground. Honestly, that's just mean.
And that's your turn.
Yeah.
It seems that whoever you're trying to contact in the apartment do not seem to be answering.
Do I get the impression that there's something blocking my communications to my fully set up system?
No, because you were able to call. Like, you would have known if Benedict had not answered.
Okay, so the phone answered.
Yeah.
The system went through. It's just people aren't talking to me?
Exactly.
I feel that is rude. You should talk to me when I call you. There's like massive amounts of Italian Catholic guilt that will be laid upon my brother in the near future for not answering the damn phone when I called him.
And so moving back to the ring, Big Nux gets up, move the body off of him. And that's his turn.
Jimenez is going to snatch the pistol guy's pistol and rear it up and just point it at Big Nux and just say, "It's over, man. Your 3 buddies are out."
He glances quickly at the other bodies. And raises his hands slowly, and he's like, "All right, no more trouble."
Right. On your knees, hands behind your head, and he's gonna hold them there until the other guys come up.
He puts one knee down, another knee down, slowly puts his hand behind his head, but he keeps staring at you, not knowing if you're gonna try to shoot or not.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna shoot, but I'm gonna wait for some backup to cuff this guy.
Who are you calling to bind him?
Oh, I was going to assume that Mr. White's associates might be able to close the gap.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to know if you were, like, asking one of the party members or one of the NPCs.
Oh, Yeah, no, I figured everybody else was a little busy right now.
Yeah, Pilar is gonna come up, and not having a lot to tie people with, they're gonna take the guy's belt, unbuckle it, and then just use it as a like makeshift bind for their arms, their hands. Basically tie them up like this, but like behind his. He can still move them around, but for the moment, that's the best that can be done. And they say we have material in the AV to keep them sedated if we need to.
So Jimenez just lowers his gun when the guy's secure and just leans against the ropes and waves at Jinx. And then he's gonna look over his. He's just gonna look over his shoulder and see where John Murphy is.
Which is very near you. I'm just gonna do a little thing here, so I don't have to look up the name of Mr. White's associates all the time. There we go.
Bo?
Yeah, Bo, Pilar, Sin, Boutros, and Maddie. It's just I copy-pasted them back to where my notes are at, so I don't have to scroll 12 pages up and down.
That works.
So, that said, that would cover everybody's turn, if that's okay with everyone, because the bodyguard will not try to do anything funny. And if anything happens with Mr. Murphy, I think we can safely move out of initiative. And...
Well, he didn't do anything on his turn, so...
No, actually, he is... Well, it would have been his turn after Jimenez.
Mm-hmm.
So he will say on his turn... what bounty? I don't have a bounty on my head.
I just stare at him.
Jimenez is just gonna call over his shoulder. I don't know. I think I want you dead now.
You could have just lost the match. You could have
I did lose the match.
Lose it properly.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna go down clean.
You could have
Doesn't
given me
make
what I
sense.
wanted. What's the point of keeping your shoddy little concrete prison up anyway? You can just squat in any other building.
What makes you think you have the right to take it away from us?
And he was going to say something, but he keeps looking at Mr. White with the shotgun and says, I guess I might have been mistaken. Maybe I should have asked before.
Probably should have. And Jimenez is just going to slide out of the ring. He's going to grab a towel that's probably sitting by one of the ring bells, and he's going to clean up a little bit as he walks over. And just going to mention, it's all over for you, though. You really underestimated us and overplayed your hand.
At this point, Mr. White puts the shotgun on his shoulder and he pulls out an agent that Trins had given him earlier and goes to one of the sites that Control has all that information scrolling, and he just holds it up for Murphy to see.
It's been sent to every scream sheet in town. Like, at this very moment, everywhere around Night City, printouts are made of, like, what this guy did. And he looks at the agent and he says, no.
You see, when you play hard with people, you end up taking risks. And you burn bridges. I'm sure there's someone at your company that doesn't like the way you've gone about this. I'm also sure there are people around the combat zone that don't like what you're doing. And I know there's a lot of disgruntled businessmen that really don't appreciate your way of doing business.
I can give you, and his agent rings. And he just moves to pick it up and look at it. And you see his whole countenance just fades. He's like, you took everything I had. And he just throws his phone on the ground. Are you happy now? You little insects, you insignificant bums, squatters, plagues upon society. You took everything I had built. And you just ruined me for what? This hovel you call a home?
Threatened my livelihood.
Your livelihood is nothing.
You stole your daughter's humanity.
She's my daughter. I can do what I want.
Oh, there is just no reasoning with you, is there? And in the meantime, Jimenez is just going to crouch down and take a happy-looking selfie with Mr. John Murphy. And just gonna stand back up. You know what's funny is that I did more for your daughter's career in 3 weeks than you've done with all that money and all those years and connections and resources that you have.
She wanted to participate in these barbaric games.
Oh, you mean this is barbaric? This is fiction. This is entertainment, sports entertainment. You wanted to go out there and mind control people into turning this into some sort of what's that? Hunger Games?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of thing? Yeah. Okay. It turned this into some sort of spectacle, like Hunger Games.
At least my idea would have also cleaned the streets out of its unwanted elements.
Yeah, just so that the Karens and Chads can move in. At any rate, you lost to us. I think that's an embarrassment. You're never going to work in this town again, even if you step out of this place alive. But I don't really see any point in letting you go. Are you a affairs owner? Because I just want to make sure that before I off you here, as he, cocks the gun. Before we off you here, we just want to make sure that, your state's in order and Stephanie gets her fair share of your dirty money. And then maybe we can go on with the rest of our lives, knowing that we avoided ruining this upstanding neighborhood.
I can get you money, even though I don't have any. He glances at Mr. White, saying, I don't have a job anymore. I can still get you money. Is that gonna satisfy you? Just get you out of this dump? If I get you money, are you gonna keep me alive? You're gonna let me walk out of here? I can get you a lot of big bucks.
What part of him do I see? Like his body? Like
All of it.
can I shoot
Well,
him
it
in the
depends.
ass?
Jimenez and Mr. White, how close are you to him?
I'm still being socially responsible. I'm standing about 6 feet away.
Mr. White knows where the sniper is. He is not impeding the line of fire.
Okay. So, yeah, you see him in all of his...
Okay. I don't want to
Asshat
kill him.
glory.
I just feel like shooting him in the ass.
You don't need to roll if you want to shoot him in the ass. You're not in combat. You have had plenty of time while they were talking to just aim, line up your shot, and all of a sudden, everyone hears a... And Mr. Murphy goes, "Ah! Ah! You little shit! You didn't... Ah!" And seeing that Jimenez hasn't fired, he's still holding his butt. The bullet just went through, like, the fat of it, so he's bleeding a bit, but, like, not that much. Like, he can wait it out a day.
I'm gonna text Connie.
I shout out, "You're welcome!"
Where's that? Okay,
I
look.
text-
Yep.
I text Connie and I tell him, Murphy's yours if you want him. I'd rather he disappear.
What would I do with them?
You can get your money's worth. You shut down your club. Ruined everything. He's no longer protected.
I thought you would want to off him, but I can take him off your hands if you want to.
No, I wanted to make sure that you got the satisfaction you needed. Nobody should be able to treat you like that.
Well, are you with Mr. Murphy at the moment?
Yeah, I'm staring right at him.
And you receive a request for FaceTime.
I accept it. Turn it toward Murphy.
Connie is at home in the dark of his little dingy apartment, looking through his agent at Murphy. And through the speaker you can hear, "Oh, hey, Mr. Murphy. How's life treating you?" Murphy's like, "I don't even know who you are."
That's not very polite.
Connie addresses Jimenez, says, "Hey, I can barely see you, in the shot, but, that was a nice fight tonight."
Oh, well, thank you. Went on a little longer than I wanted it. That's art for you.
Well, hope you didn't break anything. Some of the moves, they looked, she looked like she punched you for real.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Took it like a champ.
Barely weighs 100 pounds. I'll be all right.
And Mr. Murphy eventually clicks and says, "Oh, you're that idiot I tried to..." Yeah, you do something nice once in your life for someone. See, I care about my daughter. I made her win. That's what's important anyway. If you don't win in this world, you die. And he, like, realizes what he just said and audibly swallows.
I mean, honestly, I just want to off him at this point because, you know, I don't want him coming back at me with vengeance. He still has some resources left, though I don't think he's going to get a new job anytime soon. Honestly, I don't think I would mind bleeding his account a little bit because, t-shirts are expensive. I'm not working at Waffle House anymore.
That's not how it's going to work. If you want my money, you have to promise me that I can leave this place alive.
Well, how do we know you're going to actually get us our money if we let you leave this place alive? I think we might just have to take you into custody. And if you want our building so badly, maybe we can make an arrangement for you in the boiler room.
I can. And he looks at his agent. I can transfer you the money electronically. But you have to promise me. First, I need to get to my agent.
I don't know. What do you think, Mr. White? There's also the matter of Stephanie that needs to be settled, too. Yeah, I don't think you should be involved in her life anymore. I don't think she wants to be involved with you anymore. I mean, you tried to have her murdered tonight. Tried to hurt me. That's some really fucked up shit, man. You must write for Grand Prix Wrestling or something. That's just a terrible, terrible write.
You know what they say. You can always make more.
So,
Now I'm gonna bend down and take my agent. Alright. And he picks up his agent. You promise you're leaving me, letting me leave alive.
you're not in the room. You're not in any position to bargain at this point.
But you want that money. I can see it in your little greedy eyes. You would like to have what I have. I still hold the upper hand here. So a fair business trade. The rest of my fortune for your life, for my life.
Johnny,
And
tell me something.
Mr.
Johnny.
White, can you get that money clean and traceable?
Well, I have a different question. Connie, how much is Murphy dead worth to you?
is that gonna bring me my gym back? My livelihood?
I don't know. Well, how did he take it?
Bought me out.
Under duress?
Of course. For anyone watching, in my headcanon, Connie is the cat in Jinx's window.
There you go.
That's his avatar.
I text control. If you have Murphy's agent, it's just a text message. If you have Murphy's agent, can you hack his accounts?
Is the sky blue? And then she sends asterisk and writes a red.
And I'll just be like, Jinx, end him.
You sure you want Jinx to end him or Jimenez?
I mean, if Jimenez wants it.
I'm leaving it up to you. Who wants to off Mr. Murphy?
I kind of want Jinx to just shoot it off, and then he won't be able to make any more. But Trins isn't there and she can't hear any of this.
Well, she could talk to us on our little group chat, right?
Too far away.
Oh.
1 mile.
Do you want to do
Unfortunately.
the honors, or?
Sorry, John. This game is over. And he'll just signal Jinx to finish it.
You snap your
Headshot,
finger.
kill him.
Snap your finger. And with a splat and a spray of blood, Mr. Murphy is no more. And with that, we're gonna take our break. Go stretch, go drink after this very intense moment. Take a little time for yourself, and we will see you again in a couple of minutes. See you, everyone.
my name's Anino, and you might know me from such hit streams as... Well, forget about that, you probably don't know me at all, but thank you for tuning in to the Wandering DM channel. Now, if there's anything I've learned from playing tabletop role-playing games with Simon, it's that being extra goes a long way. So like all of my peers on this channel, I leveled up with Level Up Dice. Level Up Dice creates luxury dice made from the most sought-after materials, and doing that in limited runs to ensure that your set is truly a collector's item. Do you know that Wandering DM is a Diceomancer? It's true. If you make your Level Up Dice purchase through clicking the Diceomancer banner below, you're going to support this channel and ensure that I continue to get more opportunities to wear this sexy smoking jacket. Now, your show will return shortly. Until then, this is Anino signing off and encouraging you to be your most thoughtful selves. Take care, everybody.
And we are back. Are we muted? We're not muted. I just forgot to put the music back on. So, Mr. Murphy is no more. Control has his agent, and she worked her magic. Which account do you want the money to be deposited into?
Which account? Or accounts?
Well, up to you.
Well, look, I guess we need to figure out how much in total was Mr. Murphy worth?
700,000.
Okay. How much is our apartment building?
The building itself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me check.
I mean, could we make a decent offer for 150,000?
It's worth a whole lot more than that.
Not given the current land bid that WorldSat put out there, it is not.
The owner of the place would rather keep raking in the money. Let me check real quick. Actually, for 300,000, you could buy off the property.
Say, let's buy off the property at 300K, spend another 100 and put another 100 into the repairs and finance, you know, the maintenance account, and then do whatever you want with the rest.
I will toss the rest back over to Stephanie. Unless Stephanie wants to move into the apartment building, and then she'd have to start paying us rent. I suppose. I mean, we should probably have a discussion about this. But
I'm still driving to the apartment building, and I have no clue what's going on.
Mm-hmm. We'll say
Alright.
for the sake of the story that we'll move the camera over to Trin's. As you approach the apartment, can you make an awareness check, please?
Perception? Sure.
Perception check.
It's a 14.
You notice there are a bunch of figures standing on the roof of the apartment. They're huddled together, away from the edge. In front of the apartment building is a... is that the one? Yeah. A modified new American Motors Armadillo Armored Road Home. Basically an armored RV.
Cool.
All three
Cool.
doors are opened, and out of them stands a lone armored figure dressed in tag gear, speaking through a walkie-talkie. And
Benedict, engage yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
this time, this time, Benedict does not answer.
Oh, you fucked up my Faraday cage. I'm gonna be pissed. Now she's pissed. You fucked her Faraday cage.
And are you still driving towards the apartment?
She's still driving to
And
the
if so,
apartment,
what,
and she
what
sees.
speed?
She was going at the moderate, like fast enough to get there quickly, but still not fast enough to draw cops. And so she's not necessarily drawing attention yet. Where is this armored vehicle parked?
Parked across the street, not blocking the street. But it's halfway on the sidewalk, halfway in the street. And
Okay,
so
and
that
where's the guy
person,
in the tech gear?
he's standing outside in the street, maybe like an arm's length away from the car. He's like a few.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, Reno, we're gonna pull a drive-by. Make sure to have the muzzle outside the car, and you know we'll worry about. Hey, Stephanie, you might want to plug your ears. This won't hurt.
I've heard gunshots before. And she puts her fingers in her
Yeah,
ears.
but not inside a vehicle when the windows are closed because you want to make sure the brass falls inside the car and not outside the car.
Why? You're 4 blocks away from the combat zone. Finding bullets on the ground is not a problem.
I mean, it's still better. I don't know. I don't know what Reno wants to do with the brass. She might want it. I don't know.
Most of the weapons that you guys have use caseless ammunition.
Okay, well then never mind then.
In just so you know, unless a weapon specifically states it, because it's like old or ancient or vintage, it's all caseless now.
Oh, well then, who cares? Muzzle outside the car though.
And you want her to fire at the guy.
I want to pull a classic drive. I want to pull a classic drive-by and approach nonchalantly, and then literally pull up and shoot him in the face, and then keep going.
Well, I'm trying to click headshot. Oh, great. I'm an idiot.
Roll 20.
No. Well, yes, roll 20, but Simon did not give himself permissions on the sheet. Actually, no, I can't. Period. I don't know why. I can't click on any of these. Oh, is it because I have another sheet open? Yeah, it's because I had 2 sheets open. All right, she's about to fire with her pistol. She needs a 10. That hits. That would be 7 points of damage, but the dude is wearing, yeah, with his armor, the bullet just bounces off.
Yeah, but does it get his attention?
Well, yes, definitely. And he draws.
Cool.
His
I told
assault rifle.
I told Stephanie to get down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. This is the other reason why I did this. I'm gonna, because I pulled a drive-by, so fire and keep going, and then I'm gonna do a spin and drive back.
He's gonna get to shoot at the car once before you come back around to either ram him over or run him over or do whatever it is that you had in mind. And I just closed that book, and I wasn't supposed to. 2 seconds.
I'm assuming Reno knows what to do in this situation. I don't have to tell her to get her head down as well and
No,
that kind of
she.
stuff.
Yeah, she.
I. Oh, but wait, it's a good American-made car that I stole, which means it has a decent-sized trunk.
So he's going to fire at the car. Where's my thing? Where's my thing? My thing is here. And we're looking at a 3-round burst. You are probably, we'll say, 50 meters away.
Probably.
Like 150 feet away. As you turn around to come back. Alright, so he needs to roll a 12. That's plus 9. Alright. 17. All 3 bullets are gonna hit the car. Oh, sorry. Are gonna hit the car. Do you remember I gave you the model of the car last time?
Yeah, you gave me, it was the big old Honda clunker. She stole the clunker.
The Honda clunker.
Yeah, it's like the Honda.
Yeah, no, I think if you tell me Honda clunker, I'll probably find it in the book. Is not a flyer. Is a ground car. Edith, come on. I have it here, but I don't have the stats. That's my problem.
No, the Toyo. Oh, Miss Zemi is saying it was the Toyo Chevrolet 17 Chevy.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Zemi. I should have taken a note on that one. I didn't take a note on that one. Why didn't I take a note on that?
That's okay. I'm gonna... Yeah! Toyo Chevrolet Chevy. Good, it's got a stopping power of 10. That's what we needed to check. So basically, he's gonna fire at the car. The car takes the first 10 points of damage. If anything goes beyond that, then that goes into passengers. First bullet, second bullet, third bullet.
Is it 10 each time or is it just 10?
10 each time.
Okay, so...
So 4,
19.
9, and 4.
So 8, 9, 17 is what you're saying.
But this can be spread amongst everyone in the car.
Okay.
One person could take 3 bullets, or...
I'll take the 9.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to do that to Reno when she's not here.
Well, to be fair, Reno has 35 wounds out of 35, so... If you wanted...
Yeah, and she has armor, doesn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, then I'll do that, and I'll take the 4 because I'll have
Yeah,
4 armor.
actually, with her light armor jack, she doesn't take any damage.
Okay, yeah. So then I'll take these 4, and I won't take any damage because with my armor, that's 4, and I don't know what Stephanie has.
Stephanie takes 4.
Okay. Well, she'll...
Because she was just
Sorry.
wearing her wrestling outfit.
Sorry about that. Cool.
So, the 3 bullets go through the
Fucking
car.
There's a new car. Admittedly, not mine, not new in general, but it was a new car for me. Why people keep shooting at my shit?
And now goes faster because there's a hello Tilly. There are speed holes in it.
Yeah, no, it don't work that way. She's gonna hang the Yui hard, and then she's gonna gun it and race at him, and then at the last second, she's gonna open the driver's side door into him.
Oh, you're gonna door him. Okay.
Because he's probably gonna move. It's one of those. She expects him to move out of the way of the car. And so she's gonna do is she's gonna wait till the last possible second when he moves, judging it, and just shove the.
That would deal, I'll say, half the speed of the car in damage. So instead of a full 50, it's gonna be 25. Because you're not ramming him with the front of the car, but like a door.
I mean, if I could ram him with the full front of the car, she will.
You could.
But, if I can get to him and run him over with the full front of the car, she's gonna run him over the car.
Basically, it's gonna be an opposed roll, your driving versus his evasion.
Okay.
Because he sees you coming, so he has time to dodge out of the way.
Yeah.
But he might not, because his dodge is ridiculously low. Number to beat is a 10.
29.
Success. this motherfucker is going to be flying over the roof and over the roof of the car.
So -7 for his armor. He takes 43 out of his 25 hit points. So you gun it, and basically he just ragdolls away over the RV and like falls in a trash can on the other side.
She would literally stop it, pull a wave, and she'd turn to me and go, "I claim this one," pointing at the RV. And she's gonna run over to the RV car and say, hey, Stephanie, you might want to be in this one because I think this one has better armor than the thing I just ran the guy over with. And I think this might actually have a thing.
It might have a real bed.
That's not. I have a bed. They're cushions and they're pretty and they're bohemian and funky, but it counts as a bed.
As you do that,
yeah,
you notice 4 other figures in tack gear
coming out of the van.
Coming out of the apartment. And
can I get to the van before the?
Well, that's it. You have.
Before...
Oh, sorry. You have 1 round because they are stunned by what just happened.
Cool. Can I get in the van?
You're parked next to it, so I say you could get out of your car, get into the passenger side of the van, close the door.
Well, I mean, weren't they going this? They went this way, and I went this way.
No, I figured
right?
You went that way, and you came back around like this.
Yeah, which would put my driver's side next to their driver's side.
Yes. Sorry, I had it reversed. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So I would jump into their drivers.
Yep.
And assuming Reno's following me, and
sure,
or doing whatever she's doing, because I'm assuming this is. I told Stephanie to get in this car because it's more armored, and I would then proceed to lock all the doors, and see if I can start this car, and then just kind of stare down the guys who are coming and be like. You want an escape vehicle? I got yours.
You get into the car. You look at what it has. And you realize that it's got a turret on it.
God.
Reno, you want to play with the turret?
Sure thing.
Because I mean, I don't think Trins is not a person to shoot people. She doesn't shoot people. But I think Reno is a type of person, even if she's long suffering at.
They're gonna open fire at you with like auto fire, all 4 of them.
Yeah, at their armored vehicle.
Yeah.
With my heavy piece of shit in the middle.
Yeah. Look, they might be able to hit someone. Well, that's a failure. Well, that's a failure. Well, that's a hit with like 2 bullets. That's a hit with 2 bullets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So minus 10 and then minus 27. None of them managed to pierce through. However, they all do enough damage to your Toyota Chevy that, like, next turn, it's not going to stop the bullets. Like, it just, they Swiss cheesed it.
It wasn't like it was my car anyways. I jacked that one. But I'm kind of upset because I probably had parts I could have used. Does this armored vehicle with a turret happen to have a loudspeaker?
It comes equipped with off-road capability, 2 fold-down beds, a radio, a galley, a small bathroom, optics with low light, 6-person per week water supply. That's good. A TV with a satellite dish. Only in this case, the satellite dish doesn't exist because the turret is there. And a simple security system. So no, there's no like loudspeaker on it.
She's gonna crack the window just a little and yell out, I give you this one chance to surrender before my friend introduces you to your own turret. You have the count of 2. 1, 2. And she closes the window again.
If y'all look at the Discord, you'll see what the car looks like. Make an intimidation check. And I'll say...
Intimidation?
Yeah, well, that's gonna be persuasion.
Okay, persuasion. I was like, I don't have temptation.
Yeah, no, it's persuasion because you persuade through intimidation. And what we're gonna say is it's a DC 10, and for every 2 points above 10, you get 1 more person. So if you roll 18 or above, they all surrender.
Okay. You know, I'm gonna spend 2 luck on this.
Mm-hmm.
And because I don't know, we'll see what happens. That's a 10 because she's not very persuasive. She's not intimidating. She's Trins. She makes people feel happy.
So one of them lowers his weapon a bit, and then Reno just doesn't care and begins firing. I should have kept her sheet up.
That's fair. That sounds very fair.
She didn't account for how the car actually functioned and misses completely.
We do have Stephanie inside the armored vehicle, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. I just don't want her to get shot by accident. That would be bad.
The others, after the shot is fired, I'm gonna let you roll persuasion again.
13?
2 of them actually lower their weapons, but the other 2 are still aiming at you, and they begin to walk forward and take like cover behind the other car. And you see they're trying to aim through the slits in the windows, trying to bypass most of the armor. They're gonna fire once each, but with a -3 penalty. They still need to roll a 15, so they miss.
She kind of lowers the window again. That's really mean. We gave you an opportunity to surrender. You should have taken the opportunities to surrender.
By the way, Reno is still headshotting. So, yeah, there's a shot, and one of them falls down. That's when the other just throws his gun out and moves with their hands up.
She'll lower the window. We're keeping the car. You can go that way. And if you fucked with my brother, I'm gonna shoot you in the ass.
He like puts his mask down for a second and says, "Mr. Murphy will hear of this."
I'm pretty sure, because we still have the eye thing going, right?
It's only for 1 mile.
No, but that's the radio. The eye thing is tied to the chat for the phone.
It's
Like the
it's
group chat.
no, it's
It's only 1
1
mile.
mile anyway. Yeah, because there's no
I'm-
actual like cellular network anymore, unless you call from agent to agent.
Okay. He's like, I'm pretty sure Mr. Murphy is not feeling. And she's gonna bluff at this point. She doesn't know. She's like, I'm pretty sure that Mr. Murphy is going to be very, very dead in the very near future. Also, he's a dick and an asshole, and you should not be subscribing to his way of life. You should be kinder. And if you don't want to like that, I can call the cops for you, and they'll pick you up.
Actually, roll a d10.
Nine.
As you say that, you remember you have called the cops on your way here. And the moment
Yes.
you say you're gonna call the cops, you hear the sirens.
Did I mention that my uncle is a cop? And she just kind of smiles at them.
And it's a flying vehicle. Driven by none other than Al Powell. And he hovers down and speaks out in the loudspeaker. "Alright, criminal scum. Hands in the air. It's over for all of you." And they just lift their heads up. Lift their hands up. He lowers the car and comes out with his heavy pistol out and basically ties him up, brings him into the back of the car, shuts down the back door, and then unless you've come out of the armored vehicle by then, he's gonna go knock on the door of the loud vehicle.
She's gonna roll down the window and wave. Hi, Uncle Al.
"Hey kid."
They apparently stuck a bunch of people on the roof, and they may. I tried to activate the protections, and I'm kind of concerned because Merc didn't answer his phone.
"I think I saw him on the roof."
Well, that's a shame.
You might want to check up on everyone. I'll bring them in. We have other patrol cars coming in. Actually,
Cool.
Stay here. We don't know what they've done inside.
Oh, the lights and sirens and the water sprinklers, that was me. I did that. Oh, you might want to check and make sure that they haven't wired any C4 to the roof of the building, because that's always a thing that they try and do. It looks really tacky, but you know, my dad told me that was a thing.
I'll see about that. I didn't find any detonators on any one of them.
Yeah, but that just means that they might be in the C4.
Well, we're not going in alone, so in case there's anybody in here, we're just gonna wait for backup. Any radios in? Sergeant Powell, I'm on site. I got here with the AV. The criminals have been apprehended. They look like private security. We might have to deal with a demolition crew, so have the bomb squad ready.
I mean, I could totally do it if you want me to, Uncle Al.
I'm not going to put you into any danger, any unnecessary danger.
All right. Can I keep this one?
What car?
Thank you.
And soon after, the police shows up, but that's also the moment when the rest of the group arrives in front of the apartment to notice several police cars, lights flashing, an armored vehicle parked across the street, right next to a half-destroyed Toyo Chevrolet 17. Sergeant Al Powell, which I think you have not seen or met before, but think of Al Powell in Die Hard. So he's a African American man in his 50s or so. Portly, but still in somewhat good shape. Shaved head with a bit of hair growing back. And I think he doesn't have a beard, or does he have a goatee? I think I'm gonna go for the goatee. And he's wearing his full.
He's got
police uniform.
he's got that 80s mustache that goes.
Oh yeah, just the 80s mustache. He's got a dead squirrel under his nose. What do y'all do as you approach this crime scene?
Looks like they've been busy. Jimenez is feeling really tired now. That kidney shot is aching, and well, he used up a lot of energy today. So being lazy and tired is actually not an act this time.
Friends just like roll down the window. You want to come have a seat? They got a really nice bed in here.
Do they have any ice? Because I am freaking sore.
I have a kitchen. I'll find the ice.
Yeah, they weren't using the kitchen, so there's an ice tray, but it's empty.
I don't have a fridge with an ice maker? Really? That seems cheap. They're cheap.
They weren't using the RV so much for like both being inconspicuous and also protected. Those private security people weren't actually going camping. To your dismay.
Obviously,
No,
they're
but-
not. They lack imagination. That's why.
Can we go in?
The police says, not yet, we're still sweeping through.
Yeah, I had everybody on the roof, and I've have on some authority that sometimes when they do that, they're trying to, blow everybody up on the roof and they make it look like an accident and that kind of shit. So they're gonna try and see if there's anything that will blow them up. But we're in here. You can come chill. It's kind of nice.
The police drag out 2 bodies in body bags. They lay them on the street, and soon after, the inhabitants of the 2077 Pondsmith Avenue begin their slow exit of the building. Can y'all make me a perception check, please?
18.
17.
Jimenez might be a little too tired. Like 1 point tired.
Can I use a luck?
Yeah. I allow luck before or after. But yes, it's DC 12.
Okay.
to notice that there's 2 people missing in the whole crowd. One of the Andersons and Rico.
Isn't Rico missing from before?
No, that was Royal.
Royal. Okay.
Rico was the guitar player in
Musician.
Hawkspan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was in the apartment next to me.
People see you on the street. The Anderson twins were actually carrying Mercutio. He waves. You
Can you put him down here, please? I'll try and fix that.
The police then drags out another body in a body bag. And Ma Anderson just like snaps at them and they're like, "Hey, this one's mine. I killed him. I get to keep him and all of his stuff. That's how it works." And the police are like, "Ma'am, please, shut the fuck up."
The juxtaposition of ma'am and shut the fuck up there is really good.
They start arguing. But unless you pay close attention to that, it's gonna happen in the background. Stephanie comes out of the armored truck. Approaches Jimenez. You notice that Stephanie is holding her right side on her abdomen. And there's a trickle of blood through her fingers. And she says, I'm glad you made it. I know you're speechless, but
Yeah. Glad you're okay too. Doc, looks like Stephanie needs some treatment.
No worries. I can fix that.
thank you, Doc. I either do we do that here?
It's probably going to be more still inside the RV while we're waiting for things to clear out.
Okay. She goes back into the RV, looks at Jimenez and says, I figure I have an idea of what happened after I left. And all I have to say is whatever, he deserved it.
We can pick up the pieces later.
Mr. White, I would need a roll of a first aid DC 10 to patch her up. Which I know you're not gonna fail. Yeah. Like, I know. Like, I have to ask because on the off chance
can
that you
crit
roll a
fail.
1, yeah, that's it. Like,
I could crit fail and then also roll like 10 to fail that.
yeah, there's a 5% chance that you fail.
Can I get some treatment too? I'm hurting.
And that's when he fails on his first aid.
Thank you.
No.
I was down by 11 points. It was 6 from the punch and then 5 from the match.
Yeah,
And you
because
get-
she did wail on you during the match.
You get your body in return.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's your body.
Okay, so that's 9. All right. So, but a scratch now.
Normally it's supposed to be just your just your body per day, but the way I do it right now, it's you regain some right now, and then you'll regain some. Like you can do first aid once every day, basically,
Okay.
to patch up. So you wait up a few more minutes. The police clears out the area. The AV and Sergeant Powell are long gone by then. And everyone slowly re-enters the apartment. I would like to know, Mr. White, since there was only one vehicle to get there, which was your AV, your trauma team AV. Do you want your team to handle the dead bodies, or do you leave that to the cops?
At the
Apartment.
At the apartment?
Yeah.
That's a good question. What would protocol say? I mean, are the cops the ones that are supposed to pick it up, or are we basically like the coroner?
You're not coroner, but the cops don't have like the proper vehicles to bring bodies. So they would stay on the street for a while another like ambulance comes in.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Is like, is it an ambulance that delivers it to the coroner?
Yeah.
We can take it.
All right. So Bo and Pilar are gonna take the bodies, put them in the AV, and Boutros comes up to you and says, "Hey, Doc."
Yeah.
We've had a rough night. Is it okay if we call it in after this?
Of course.
All right.
Hey, Boutros.
Yeah?
You did a good job. You kept it together and kept people safe. That's what matters.
Yeah.
You're gonna make a really good doc one day.
Well, right now at least I know that I shoot better than a real doc.
I've never, ever claimed to be a marksman.
That's all right.
These hands are for cutting, not for shooting.
Well, you know what they say, the oath and all that, so I don't think I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna shoot. But
That's why you have people like Bo and Pilar.
yeah,
And when things get really hairy, you find someone like Maddie.
well, thank God they were there.
Yeah.
All right then, we'll head out.
Yeah. Can you take care of it?
Huh?
Can you take care of it?
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll bring him down to the corner.
Then I'm gonna take care of some things here.
No problem.
Tell everyone that it was nice to see them out. I sat outside of work, and I'll see you all next shift.
Yeah. And let Jimenez know that he's got a few more fans now.
Damn right, you better be buying t-shirts. As he kind of shows off the one he's wearing.
Oh yeah. Fucking legit, right?
Yeah.
And with that, the trauma team leaves, leaving the party in front of their apartment building.
And Trins is trying to fix her brother's legs enough to get him inside that building easily.
You will need a we'll do the same as like if it was first aid, but with cyber tech. to like repair the and they are seriously busted. So that's gonna be DC 13.
Oh, I crit failed. I did actually fail. Fuck you.
You realize that you're going to need either new legs or like a lot of spare parts that you just don't have at the moment.
So, Merc, you want the good news or the really good news?
Knowing you, we'll start with the good news.
Cool. I can fix this.
Shit, what's the good news then?
I'm gonna build you something better because this is shit.
I mean, I got them for free, so I don't suppose
Yeah, and you know what they say, there's no such thing as a free lunch.
Yeah, well, paid for by the prison industrial complex, so.
Yeah, well, you know. I do have to say one other thing. How bad did you have to be to get taken unawares in my apartment?
We didn't get caught unawares. The moment that we realized that there were people inside, we fled upstairs. Rico was out for a smoke. He's the one that warned all of us when these guys showed up.
Okay. I'm gonna assume since you were in prison, you forgot like all the shit Dad taught us about not being stupid when people break into the house, and that running to the ceiling is always the worst thing because you know that whole bit he talked about when the people tried the thing and he did the thing and it didn't work with the blowing up of the building.
Safety in numbers, sister.
I have a voice-activated lock system that no one can get through if I don't want them to.
Well, I didn't know all the fancy gadgets you have for your apartment.
Because you've been here for
Plus-
24 hours and you never have shit.
Plus, I couldn't walk, so someone carried me upstairs.
Which means you opened the... how did they get in the door? She's frustrated.
Well, someone knocked on the door, said enter. I didn't know there were
She's
people.
like gonna slap. She just kind of like flicked him in the middle of the forehead.
Ow, ow, stop it. Stop it. People died
Why'd you
tonight.
let anybody... I understand that. Why'd you let anybody in my apartment? It could have been you idiot.
Because I figured it was one of your neighbors. Don't you have, like, friendly relationships with your neighbors?
These people. And Mrs. B.
Well, I don't know. The guy that came pick me up, he said you were his friend.
Oh, and maybe Rico.
That wasn't Rico. It was, Bo Walter or something like that.
Oh, fuck no. He's in the creeper.
Seems like a nice guy. Maybe you should give him a chance, is all I'm saying.
Merc, he answered the door in his underwear. He's a creeper. He's like straight up a creeper.
I also answered the door in my underwear when I had an apartment to myself.
God, don't say that!
I mean, look at me right now. I'm practically naked from the waist down.
No, not going there. Not going there. I'm gonna... And you see like she has this moment of like, I'm gonna tell mom on you is like the first thing that comes to her mind, but she stops herself in the middle of saying that.
Anyway, we
just
should
flicks him in
head
the
back
forehead
inside.
again.
Out. The fight was, hey, Jimenez. Because I figure you're in the RV with Stephanie and him, getting patched up.
Yeah.
That was a nice fight tonight.
Oh, thank you.
You're really good. I was a fan of you before it was cool. I'm just saying.
Oh, I appreciate that. It's always good to hear from an OG.
Yeah. And, I have a story for you that you might want to run for your next couple of combats.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool storyline. It's what if you what if you got arrested and went to prison? I know a couple of guys in jail that would love to see some representation in the ring.
I
Look,
did
just
get arrested.
Look, just shut up.
I'm just saying. Metallica went and played in a prison in the good old days. Like, maybe we can have another artist do something in jail.
So did Johnny Cash, but that doesn't mean that's a good thing to do now.
Well, so far, everyone that did it, they got a ton of money from it. I'm just saying, I was typing a script on my agent when Barry Walter, he came and picked me up.
I'm gonna reset all the locks in this apartment building. You aware of that right now?
Sure, you do that. By the way, can I get my own apartment? I
You
kind
have
of
the
like it here.
whole- You have the apartment next door. That's why there's no wall, because I have to freaking take care of you, because Uncle Al said you can't be by yourself.
I can be by myself. I just have to go check on my parole agent from time to time.
Yeah, no, that's not the way that works. Apparently you couldn't leave if I didn't take care of you, so you guys stay next door.
Yeah, but can we put a wall?
No, because technically it's gotta be my apartment.
It's just I
So
saw
you
this
have your
really...
space. I have my space.
Yeah, but what if I want to bring someone in?
She has this moment of like, no, I'm not gonna go there. I'm the good daughter. I'm the good daughter, Merc. I'm the good daughter. I will hit you over the head with my wrench, you idiot.
Am I not allowed to love?
Not when I need to know about it.
Well, I met this really cute girl when we were stuck on the rooftop.
Who's a really cute girl?
She her name is
You just hear Jimenez just say, "Oh God, please don't let it be Gina."
yeah, that's her, Gina Zapata.
Oh God, and Jimenez just falls back on the bed and he just stares at the ceiling.
Well, if you want to be second class to every flea bit animal she brings home every time.
Oh no, I don't deal with animals. That's a deal breaker.
She's got 6 in her apartment right now, so you have fun with that.
Nah, I don't want no. I
There's the snake and the badger and the rat and
But
the fox thing
what if
and
I
the cat.
What if I find a good person on Cyber Tinder and I want to bring them in?
Okay, first of all, nobody's coming in the house from Tinder ever. Period. Full stop. What would your mother say if you brought home somebody like this?
My mother wouldn't know. I would go to a hotel room.
Then you wouldn't be bringing them in my apartment. So that's not a problem.
But I'm not allowed to go to a hotel room unless you're there. And if I get a coffin hotel with a girl, it kind of feel weird to have you staying by.
Fuck no. We ain't talking about this shit. You want to deal with this? You can talk to Uncle Al. You know what? You should talk to Uncle Al.
Maybe I should.
And she's doing everything she... Yep. You go right ahead. You go right ahead.
Meanwhile, what's everybody else doing during this fine conversation in the RV? I mean, Mr. White, you're probably there patching up everybody else, but once that's done...
Oh, before and after that all happened, he was texting people about clearing out the bodies from Club Underground and making them disappear. As well as finishing up the details with Control.
Control answers you, what do you need, Mr. White?
No, just the details that were already talked
Oh,
about.
that we were already talked about, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I would like to know, just for logistic purposes, how is that money going to be split? Do I drop everything in the same account and then y'all just
Yeah.
pick from there?
Yeah, just yeah, we'll do that. We'll split it across.
Okay.
It'll be easier than making you run a bunch of paper trails.
And did you want to share any of it with Connie?
Was Control able to switch the title back into Connie's name of the gym?
No. Basically, what Murphy did is he bought the gym and then sold it after, and now it's been bought by someone else, and it's going to be converted into like a laundromat or something like that.
Well, what did it sell for?
$300K.
Oof. That's a lot of money. Yeah, we'll figure that out and we'll get Connie something.
I figured as a group with, with Adelaide, we need to decide what we want to do with it.
Yeah. We're definitely going to keep that for like before the next episode or something, because I would rather everyone has a say in how this money is divided.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Just one account.
But yeah, it's just I need it for my notes. Like if you had said like, oh yeah, like you just said, we want to give something to Connie, then like I'm just so I remember. So
favors have more longevity than 401ks because economies crash, but guilt never does.
Yep. Once everything is settled, you all go back into your respective apartments to spend the night, rest and recuperate. What happens to Stephanie?
Friends would offer her to spend the night in her apartment
She'll take it.
if she doesn't want to go home. But, she might want to go home.
No, I really don't want to go home.
You just have to
I
put up
don't
my
even know
idiot
if I have
brother.
an home.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. You just have to put up with my idiot brother.
Oh, he's kind of cute.
Oh, by the way, I should introduce you. Stephanie, this is my idiot brother. Idiot brother, this is Stephanie.
Hey, beautiful. And we're gonna end tonight's episode on that. Laugh, freeze frame. Hey everyone, you just finished the first of 2 main story arcs for season 1. I hope you had fun. I hope it was a fun adventure. We're not done. We still have quite a few episodes in store for season 1, and then season 2 once the book actually comes out. But that's a discussion for a few weeks, months away. I would like to thank you, Madeline, for the resub. Let's go around the table. Tell us who you are, where we can find you, what you have going on in your lives. If you have anything to plug, Cast, feel free to put those links in chat. We'll start reverse order from earlier, so we'll do Prax, Chris, Rin, and Anino.
Hey y'all, you know me. I'm at Deirdre Donlan on Twitter, or Praxagorthasmiaphoria as you see me hanging around on Twitch. This was a lot of fun. I got to run a guy over with a car, and I got to steal an armored car, or appropriate an armored car, with permission even. It was great. But hey, I love every minute of it. I loved everything about this. And as for me, well, you can find me on Monday back here for Legacy of the Fall. Legacy,
Life Among the
Life
Ruins.
Among the Ruins. I'll figure it out. We're having fun with that. And then my channel, from Tuesday through Friday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern, we do classics on Twitch, where we are doing performances of classical plays. We just finished a week of Shakespeare, so next week we're going to do a week of Greek tragedy. We're going to do the complete Orestiad. And that's okay if you don't know what it is, but if you thought Game of Thrones was everything that Game of Thrones was, this will be 10 times that and more. And then on Wednesday, I'm over on Tales from the Grim for some not Cyberpunk, the other Telsorian property, Witcher, Family of Wraiths, and all the fun things that comes from that. But other than that, check my Twitter because I was post where I'm going to be, and I love everybody here and want them to know that.
Thank you for coming, Chris.
Hello, Choombas. My name is Chris Geary. You can find me on Twitter at Chris Geary. Right now, this is my only stream that's going on actively. I am still always looking for more playtesters for Omens Rising. You can find me on Twitter and DM me if you're interested. It's a narrative-heavy, character-driven, rules light system that is built on cartomancy divination for its mechanic. So hit me up if you want to see something that is a little different than most games. And yeah, otherwise, that's all I got.
Thank you for coming, Chris. Rin.
And I'm at Heaven's Night on Twitter or Burns Through the Rain in the Twitch chat. I'm here every Friday. Otherwise, that's about it for now. Yeah.
Whoops, I was muted. And Anino.
How's it going, everyone? My name's Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino Gaming. See, tomorrow I will be on the Other Doc channel at 8 p.m. for our Invisible Sun campaign, and then again on Sunday at 7 p.m. for our Dark Matter campaign. And then on Monday, back here with Deidre and Simon for our Life Among Ruins game. And that should be a great time. So stay tuned.
There we go. And thank you for coming. And I am Simon at Wandering the M. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Thank you to all of you who donated. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the cheers. As we said earlier, everything gathered this week through the channel will go to benefit Community Health Network. And I can say I ran the math. And we have raised a total of $115 this week. So thank
From
you.
this channel, and in total, just so everyone knows, we almost hit that matching number.
Ooh, nice.
Across all the channels that participated. So.
I did not count the followers though.
Oh, that's
so.
Yeah, so
we've got a bunch of followers more. So.
Yeah.
But that I know, like just in donations and subs, that's 150. Actually, 115 and 50 cents.
Nice.
That we got. So thank you.
Yeah,
thank
all
you
in
so
all,
much.
with the followers, if we max that out, we'd be less than $100 shy of the match. So
good.
Yeah, you all did well. Thank you so much for supporting frontline caregivers this week.
And thank you so much for watching. And for, I know I run a lot of charity games, but thank you so much to all of you for your generosity. You are very, very good people. That said, you can find me on, I don't remember the name of that channel, but tomorrow night, I'll be tweeting about it tomorrow night. I'm playing in a special Dungeon Crawl Classic game at 7 p.m. Eastern. Where we're gonna play basically peasants trying to survive something. I don't remember what, but it's for is it GaryCon? CyclopCon? Anyway, I'll tweet about it. Don't worry, I've tweeted about it. I retweeted it today. But check my Twitter. You'll see what it is. And otherwise, you'll find me on Monday for some Legacy Life Among the Ruins, and all week next week for all of the other shows that we have. So on that note, thank you everyone for coming. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
To me, you're all